Howdy guys, welcome. I have been extremely busy the last couple of days. I have filmed it. I might post it, I might not. But I have a couple things I want to go into on this video. I'm going to start with the good stuff first. I relocated the button dovetail on here. But what makes it so much easier is I have the button right here now. So if I'm in traffic or whatever, I don't have to go down, bend over the side of this trailer and start messing with that. That's how you make life so much easier. Spend the money, get some nice stuff, so you don't have to break your back with a jack handle every time you want to swap the trailer. But are you guys ready to see the biggest improvement, the biggest modification for this truck? Now, my 5500 is extremely uncomfortable to drive pretty much day in and day out. There's a reason why my newer 3500, I got it, you know, Laramie, the works and all that, comfy seats, is because of this truck. These are all aftermarket. Well, they're stock stuff out of an 05. I added power windows, power mirrors, put 4th gen mirrors on it. It's got heated power mirrors now, but it still had the same crappy old seats. They were so terrible. But I found these on Facebook or Craigslist or something the other day, and I bought them. $300 worth of seats out of another 05. This is an 08 truck, but now I have full power, tilt and everything, and that's what really makes it, is to get comfortable to be able to adjust the lower part. I know it sounds silly, but I now really enjoy driving this truck. Having a comfortable seat makes the world of difference. Let's head to the shop. Now, if you guys remember, I don't think it's been quite a year ago, but I said that I need to start driving this truck more than I do, because normally I only used it just for pure towing. Come on, Boom. And so I've done that. I put quite a few miles on it in the last year or whatever I said since I filmed that video. And it had been rough not having those comfortable seats. I'll show you the seats when we get down to the shop. They're just crap. Now I got these nice seats in it. It makes it a little bit nicer to drive this truck. Put airbags on it, trying to make it comfortable. I finally feel like I got it to where I want it. There's certain loopholes that I can do, stuff under the hood, kind of, and I'm happy to keep doing that for the next 2 years that I have this truck legally in this state. But I have a problem under the hood with some aftermarket stuff. It might be something simple, or it might be something that involves different turbo. I need, I'll put my stock turbo back on it, or I'll put that fixed 67 back on it and put the pack brake, exhaust brake on it. But we're gonna go down here. Oh man, I'll talk about it when we get down there. Whew. Just Mountain Dew in the cup. First and foremost, the truck, I brought it down here so that I could do an oil change on it, because I think I am a little overdue on the oil change. Not by a lot. It's probably like 7,000 miles. I like to do around 5. But I have an issue with when I turn the exhaust brake on. It almost sounds like it's chirping, but then it almost sounds like an exhaust leak. I mentioned it before, and I thought it was. It still could be, but I kind of doubt it. Truck is not stock, but it doesn't smoke. So exhaust leaks, I can't really see the black mess of it as if it were like a 12 valve or something. But I only hear the chirping sound. Builds, boost, and everything just fine. The turbo feels fine, but when the exhaust brake's on, it chirps. A higher RPM, it has a screech chirp kind of a thing to it, so I don't know if there's something wrong with the VGT. Very well could be. Wouldn't doubt it. It'd be unfortunate, because I got it to be where it's pulling pretty good now, and I'm pretty happy about it. Looks like we might be leaking a little bit of coolant on that guy right there. I have to tighten that thing down a little bit. But yeah, so I'm going to dive into that as I do the oil change to make sure everything's on the up and up. And this is part of, I have to do this for that bit inspection that's coming up. Bit inspection stands for it's going to cost me more money to do the same exact job. Stupid. Well, oil's draining. Show you these seats. This one is starting to get a little thrashed anyway. but it, like, there's no arch support to the back. That's where the main spot was killing me right there. It's freaking tough. I don't even know. It's like a below tradesman level kind of a seat. Extremely uncomfortable. I vow from here on out, anytime I buy something new, I already vowed it a while back, that I was going to get comfortable seats. At the very least, they had to be fully movable, like they should be. Well, I'll show you guys the collection of turbos and stuff I got gathered up here. So, 12 valve, that's my old VGT, still good turbo. This is that crap that came off of that P-Pump 24 valve. That's still a good one. This one came off of my Mega Cab. It was leaking, so I got a new one, replaced it before I sold it. Just elbows. I'm not going to sell any of this, by the way. This is all my inventory for me. But this is the PRXB, the turn down elbow replacement for the exhaust brake. I had this one on there. This is an inline one. I might put that on Grandma's truck. But if I put my, where is it? I think it's in here. It's this HX 351 67 millimeter one. I think it's in that box. Looks just like those. I'll put this on it and go back to an exhaust brake. Maybe. Are you ready to leave, Taylor? Well, I'm trying to find, which I think might be an exhaust leak. The turbos feels perfectly solid. There's no play in the turbo shaft at all. I tightened some of the exhaust manifold studs. Taylor is about to leave, and she says that her truck is whistling a little bit more than normal. Ended up being this gasket right here had broken. There's pieces of it. So she's gonna cut herself out a new one. Do you have a hole punch at the house?
No, I do not.
Well, I guess we'll just have to screwdriver technique it. We had tread separation on this gasket. Anyway, we'll get it fixed. This is what rebreathing your shit looks like. Cough, cough. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Lovely, lovely stuff. Well, Taylor's truck's back together. Forgot to plug in the I guess it's a map sensor or something on the intake horn. Threw a code, obviously, and then it made the truck sound kind of funny. So don't forget to do that one. Kind of more of a pain to plug it back in and then deal with the pulling out the tuner, but she's going to check it on the blacktop up there, just hammer it and see if that boost leak has gone away. It still had solid power because it is such a minimal boost leak, but she's up there giving her a rip. I'm going to swap over to Valvoline. I've been running a Rotella before, but I'm going to try this stuff out. Listen to her go. That truck has got a stock tune. It's gonna have to change here in a little bit because of baby situation stuff. Get her a different ride, but I'm going to fix it to pass it on to its new owner. So I got to put some stuff back on it. But for just having a stock engine file with stuff falling off, that thing pulls. Pulls real good. Real good. But I'll leave it so it still has transmission tuning because I modified the trans to run a higher line pressure. You know what I'm saying? What time is it? 4:30. I took an hour and a half. Chased down that stupid little leak, little gasket. Let's see if we can figure out what mine is and dump this fresh oil in her. We got all these tight except for that one back there, and then the one that's right behind the turbo. That one sucks, and I kind of suspect it might be that one, but I'm going to check the manifold to turbo and see if I can get those to turn just a touch bit more or something. Well, I was able to get the 15 down along the side of the back of the turbo. I was going to film it, but then I discovered what might actually be leaking. But I got that thing about 8th turn tighter. But look at this one. This one's loose right here. Stop moving, wrenches. So we got turbo to manifold, those studs are loose. Now I had these to put the, it's easier with the VGT because it's such a big turbo, just the body of it with the actuator and everything. Have it already assembled on to the manifold before you drop it in. So I tighten those on the bench, but I guess just after, oh shoot, I probably got 10,000 miles on this turbo, and it runs at 1200 degrees pretty much every day. 1000 to 1200 every single day. So I'll get those tight, put some oil in it. We still got some sunlight now that the time's changed, so might be able to test drive her. Don't forget these, or else you'd be like Taylor. Get a check engine light. This is an S&B. Got a couple other ones on different trucks, but I have two S&Bs. I kind of like them. Don't really have any complaints, but if you guys got something better, let me know. Okay. Check the oil, fire it up, pick up my 50 tools, and we got enough time to go take it for a rip. One more little nut. Almost knocked you guys off there. Look how hot that steed speed's been. Paint's gone. Get the old test rip. I never had trouble building the boost. You guys remember a video I did a while back? I was saying that kind of lost a little bit of get up and go when I put this bigger turbo on there. And I rode on it with tune 3 for a long time, but I bumped it up to tune 4 for, you know, driving around town. Spools up way quick, builds up more boost. For driving around in traffic and stuff, I definitely prefer it on tune 4. It actually wakes the turbo up. But if I'm doing a long hill climb, I'll click it back to tune 3 and it evens out on EGTs at about 1250. Just climbing up that little hill, they're 800. We'll go up here, turn around, and we'll see if this thing, if it's not leaking anymore, I'm going to be so stoked, because it was starting to really bum me out just listening to it. Just a chirp, kind of a whistle. But after feeling that, you know, it's like if you had a piece of grass between your fingers blowing through it. That's what it sounded like. Higher the RPM on the exhaust brake, the more it sounded like that. So I would suspect we had a little bit of an exhaust leak on the manifold to turbo. But if that's gone, oh man, be a weight lifted off the shoulders, old son. Gosh dang. All right, moment of truth. Get her up to 2,500. Yes, it just sounds like an exhaust brake again. Oh man, I was honestly like, I'm gonna pull this turbo off, VGT, knock on wood, it freaking holds on, but man. Oh, it even pops off quicker. Oh, yes. It was like slow to release the brake. You could kind of hear it whistling just a little bit, just as you let off. Oh, man, yeah. We are happy campers now, boys. Just before dark, too. Just enough time to go back to the shop and work on stuff for another freaking hour. Taylor said that her truck was no longer whistling either. I was worried that it was that plastic charge pipe had finally cracked. But it was still good. It was just a bad gasket. So I was telling her she was going to probably have to drive the green truck for a couple days while we ordered something. Oh, man, that is night and day difference better. Oh, jeez. Cool. That is some wonderful news right there. Oh. 5500 back in good operating condition. Little things like that, they just bum me out and irritate me, and to figure out what the actual problem was rather than it, solving itself, which would have been all right, I guess. But now, I know every 10,000 miles, probably check them turbo to manifold bolts. But just give you guys an update on other stuff. It's ready to go in. So in the next couple days, maybe, if I'm lucky, if I get this other big project taken care of, I will bring Grandma's truck down here and officially have an engine in it that's worth a damn. But like, comment, subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Later.